Hi everyone, it's Annie and I'm here today with my July TBR. Very excited for this. I tried to keep it on the more manageable side because in June I went a little bit overboard and I read almost 30 books, which is why my wrap up is taking a little bit longer. I'm thinking of doing it in 2 parts, so let me know down in the comments what you think about that potentially. But for July, we're keeping it a little bit shorter. So let's go. So first, for book clubs, I am reading 2 books. First, for the Found in Translation book club that I run with Noelle and Britt, we are reading Vida Nostra by a Ukrainian author because we wanted to highlight a Ukrainian work in translation because of the war that is going on right now. And I am just so excited to read this. It is like a magical, dark academia fantasy book. My sister read it, she loved it. I've heard that it can be extremely confusing, but I've also heard that this is like some people's favorite book. I'm not entirely sure what the plot is, except that this girl gets taken to like a magical school by this weird guy, so that's all I know. But I am really excited to read this because I've just heard so many good things about it. So the next book is for Noelle's book club, Hot Girl Book Club, and they are reading The Memory Librarian by Janelle Monáe. I am so excited to read this. This is a collection of short stories that Janelle wrote to accompany her album Dirty Computer. And I am just obsessed with this. It's been in the library and I see it when I go to work every day and I'm like, I really want to pick this up. But when I heard that Noelle will be reading it for her book club in July, I was like, oh, perfect. And it also fits because the buzzwordathon word for July is like a word that has to do with books or libraries. So this is perfect. And yeah, this is sci-fi in case like the vibes didn't really tell you that. I don't actually know much more than that except that it's a collection of sci-fi short stories, but I love Janelle Monáe and I'm so excited to read this. And then we have an arc that I have, which is The Oleander's Sword by Tasha Suri, which I am so excited that I scored on NetGalley. So excited. It's coming out in August, so I really should get more on top of my NetGalley queue and actually read this before August. So this is my plan for this month, and this is the sequel to The Jasmine Throne, which I really loved. It is a sapphic, Indian-inspired fantasy, and I love it. I loved like enemies to lovers and very morally gray characters. I just love the world building that Tasha Suri has given us and I am so excited for this. I love the cover, very excited. Okay, so now on to the books that I have physically. First, I am definitely going to be reading The Long Way to a Small Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. I have owned this book for a while. I need to read it. It's becoming like a thorn in my side that I have not read it yet and it's just embarrassing. And actually my sister, this is the next book that she's going to pick up, so I guess we'll kind of be like quasi buddy reading it, which is exciting. This is a found family trope filled cozy sci-fi space opera. It has so much hype. It's about this ragtag group of people who go around the universe and create wormholes. I love it. The idea of it just sounds amazing and I need to read it. I can't wait any longer. And then I have another sci-fi, which is Bonds of Brass. This is actually way shorter than I thought. I just picked this up on a whim from Barnes & Noble because I had a gift card and I looked on Goodreads and my sister rated this 5 stars and I trust her sci-fi opinions. And this kind of reminds me a little bit of Winter's Orbit vibes. This is a trilogy as well, so I'm really hoping that I like this first one so that I can get more books that I'm excited about. But this follows Etienne, whose life was shattered when the merciless Umber Empire invaded his world. He spent 7 years putting himself back together under its rule, joining an Umber military academy and becoming the best pilot in his class. Even better, he's met Gal, his exasperating and infuriatingly enticing roommate. Wow, it was hard to say. But when their classmates spring an assassination plot on Gal, a devastating secret comes to light. Gal is the heir to the Umber Empire. Etienne saves his best friend and flees the compromised academy unscathed, but now he faces a terrible choice. Does he protect the man who's won his heart? Or does he join the brewing rebellion and fight back? This sounds awesome. Like, this is right up my alley. Very, very excited to read this. And then a book that I wasn't expecting is Valiant Ladies by Melissa Gray. I was actually sent this by the publisher Fierce Reads just randomly. I didn't request it. It was sent to me unsolicited, so thank you very much. I'm so excited to read this because it sounds right up my alley. Like, it can't get any better than this. We have sword lesbians, beautiful, beautiful cover. This is centering on Peruvian girls, so that's awesome. Okay, so here we go. By day, Eustaquia, I think is how you pronounce it, and Anna are proper 17th century young ladies. But when night falls, they trade in their silks and lace for swords and muskets, venturing out into the vibrant, bustling, crime-ridden streets of Potosi in the Spanish Empire's viceroyalty of Peru. They pass their time fighting, gambling, and falling desperately in love with each other. Okay. Then, on the night Kiki's engagement to the Viceroy's son is announced, her older brother, heir to her family's fortune, is murdered. The girls immediately embark on a whirlwind investigation that takes them from the lowest brothels of Potosi to the highest echelons of the Spanish aristocracy. So excited for this. I didn't even know that this was coming out. Like, I had not heard of this before it showed up in my mailbox. So I am so hyped to read this month. And then we have one that I'm a little bit ashamed of. It is Under Fortunate Stars by Wren Hutchings. I am so disappointed in myself that I didn't get to it in June. Like, you don't even understand. I am so disappointed in myself. I planned to read it. I even had an arc. I am so sorry. I really love the idea of this. This is another like ragtag found family sci-fi space opera, but this one involves time travel and it just sounds amazing. If you want to know more about this book or about the author, I actually interviewed the author on my channel. So I'll have that linked up above, but this is one of my most anticipated books of the entire year. I guess I'm just like scared that I won't like it as much as I think I will, so maybe that's stopping me, but no, I am 100% going to read it in July. Mark my words. So now on to books that I do not own, but perhaps will soon. First, I really want to read The Sound of Stars by Alicia Dow. This is something that has kind of been on my radar, but it has never been like a super big priority, but for some reason I saw the cover of it the other day and I was just like, you know what? I really want to read that, so I'm going to read it. It just sounds so good. It has queer rep, I believe, but don't quote me on this. It might have asexual representation, which is just amazing. This is like another kind of cozy sci-fi, I think. It is young adult, and it's about how the Earth was conquered by an alien race, and this girl and this guy, yeah, he uses he, him pronouns, this guy who was born in a lab kind of come together and they go on this road trip, which sounds like super unique in a sci-fi, because the whole thing about the alien conquering Earth is that they kind of forbid any form of artistic emotional expression. So things like books, TV, and music are banned. But the main character she has like a library, like a secret library, and then one of these books is stolen. So I think they go on a road trip to like find the book. It just sounds so creative. I'm really looking forward to this. And then we have a sequel that I am so excited to read. It is This Wicked Fate by Kaylin Bayron. I really hope I pronounced your name right. I just read This Poison Heart. I literally just finished it this morning. I am obsessed with it. I didn't expect to fall in love with it as much as I did, but it was a solid 5 stars for me, just blindingly original. I'll say more about it in my wrap-up, but I am so excited to read the second part and the actual final book in this duology. I'm not going to tell you what it's about because of spoilers, but this cover, if this doesn't make you want to read it, I don't know what will, because this book is just so magical. I love the main character, just absolutely love everything about it. Okay, so the next 3 are books, they're all sapphic books that I have really wanted to read for so long and I just haven't gotten to. So first, the one that I actually have from Libby that I'm definitely going to be able to read is She Gets the Girl by Rachel Lippincott and her wife Allison Derrick, which I'm so excited for. It's a YA contemporary romance, and this is about Alex, who is headstrong and she's flirty, she knows how to get the girl, but keeping her, on the other hand, not so much. But Molly has everything in her life totally in control, except her complete awkwardness. Alex and Molly don't belong on the same planet, let alone the same college campus, but when Alex, fresh off a bad breakup, discovers Molly's hidden crush on this random girl in the synopsis, right before their classes start, they realize they might have a common interest after all. Because maybe if Alex volunteers to help Molly learn how to get her dream girl to fall for her, she can prove to her ex that she's not a selfish flirt, that she's ready for actual commitment. And while Alex is the last person Molly would ever think she could trust, she can't deny Alex knows what she's doing with girls. Yeah, this sounds awesome. It just sounds great. I'm so excited for it. I don't know what else to say. Okay, so these next two I have had on hold for weeks already, and it still says 4 weeks wait for each of them. I'm hoping that that's not actually the case, that they'll come earlier, but we'll see. So first we have City of Shattered Light by Claire Wynn, which is a sapphic sci-fi, which just sounds amazing. I mean, this cover alone is so cool. As heiress to a powerful tech empire, 17-year-old Asa strives to prove she's more than her manipulative father's shadow. But when he uploads her rebellious sister's mind to an experimental brain, Asa will do anything to save her sister from reprogramming, including fleeing her predetermined future with her sister's digitized mind. With a bounty on her head and a rogue AI hunting her, Asa's getaway ship crash lands in the worst possible place, the neon-drenched outlaw paradise Requiem. Ooh, and then we have gunslinging smuggler Riven, who is determined to claw her way up Requiem's underworld hierarchy. A runaway rich girl is exactly the bounty Riven needs, until a nasty computer virus spreads in Asa's wake, causing a citywide blackout and tech quarantine. To get the payment for Asa and save Requiem from the monster in its circus, Riven must team up with her captive. Sounds cool! I love this recent trend of like gunslinging girls in sci-fi. I'm very much here for it, and I hope that I can get to it this month. And then the last book that also has a 4-week wait on Libby is The Lesbiana's Guide to Catholic School by Sonora Reyes. I'm very excited for this. It follows 16-year-old Yamilet Flores, who prefers to be known for her killer eyeliner, not for being one of the only Mexican kids at her new, mostly white, very rich Catholic school. But at least here, no one knows she's gay, and she intends to keep it that way. But after being outed by her crush and ex-best friend before transferring to the Catholic school, she has new priorities. Keep her brother out of trouble, make her mom proud, and most importantly, don't fall in love. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I am so excited for this. I really need to read it, and if the hold doesn't come in by the end of July, it's definitely going to go on to my August TBR. So thank you so much for watching my July TBR. I'm very, very excited about all of these books. Let me know down below if you've read any of these or what books you're most excited to read in July. And I can't wait to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to my channel for more bookish videos. And I'll see you next time. Bye!